A breakthrough program getting young people back to learning is gaining momentum in the region. Known as FLO Connect, the service is part of the Unlocking Sunraysia's Potential strategy and aims to increase education completion rates locally. Shania, Stacey and Bonnie are going through the program at the moment and kindly told me their stories recently.
Kinder, I went to Pasadena, and then with primary school I went to Mildura Central, and I loved primary school, but as soon as I hit high school I didn't like it. The classrooms were too big, just too many students, and there's too much bullying and stuff, and I just didn't like it anymore. Well, all those sort of top rich kids will look down on all the ones that aren't rich and aren't as smart as them and stuff, and just knock you around really, and then make you feel uncomfortable and not safe.
How many kids would have been in your situation?
Hundreds, I can probably say. Yeah, so many kids like I was.
So tell me about coming to FLO Connect and the first day you stepped in the door.
The first day I was really nervous, but it only took me about 2 hours to feel comfortable because everyone was just so welcoming, and they were just made me feel really comfortable and this is a safe place and I'm not going to get bullied or anything here. The mentors, they're just really nice. They aren't mean to you. They want to know what's wrong with you and they help you with any way they can. The students here are really friendly and they never fight. They're always there for a conversation sort of thing. And it's just real homey environment.
What are you focusing on at FLO Connect?
I'm doing a retail booklet sort of thing at the moment, but I'm just hoping to get a career, life career out of this, working with troubled teenagers as I was.
Why do you call yourself a troubled teenager?
Because I was going out late, I was never at school, I was with the wrong crowd doing wrong things, and now I'm not doing all of that anymore.
I joined up FLO Connect when I dropped out at term 1 in year 8, and I dropped out because the teachers weren't doing anything about bullying, and it kind of just got to me that, they didn't really care. And one of my good mates came to FLO Connect and he was telling me that it helped him a lot with, depression, that kind of stuff. So I joined up, and since I've been here, I work at a hair salon. I've come so far, I'm more confident, I try a lot harder, I know differences from rights and wrongs, and FLO Connect's it's amazing, to be honest.
What would you have done if FLO Connect hadn't been an option?
I would have dropped out of school and had nothing to do. I dropped out of school for 3 months, so I had no education for 3 months, and if I didn't hear about FLO Connect, then I probably still wouldn't have been at school.
How was your schooling going before coming here?
Oh, really good. Yeah, I was at a private school, I was top grades, and it was a really good lifestyle, but then I moved over here, and
What happened?
My parents split up, my mum and my stepdad, and my pop got really sick, so we moved over here, and just the schooling's all different, the systems, the people, everything, so yeah.
That would have been really hard.
Yeah, it was actually. It was a big change. 3 days after they split up, Mum and I moved over here, and it all just kind of went downhill, I guess, because it was just a big thing, because I was really close with my stepdad, and I didn't want to go to school, but I did, and then just a lot of stuff happened at school, and then...
How are things going now?
Very good. Really good, yeah. Since I've come here, they've helped me focus more on what the priorities are in life, how to turn negatives into positives, and, how to get somewhere, just a few steps, and you're there.
Just moved around from a lot of primary schools and never had a proper normal set of friends. All my friends were older than me or younger than me, and then when I finally got to high school, all my friends were so much older than me. They were all almost out of school even. Some of them were out of school, and then I just got into the wrong crowd, started smoking and just being silly, doing the wrong thing, getting into trouble. And I didn't go to school from basically year 7 to year 10. I'd go every now and then, very rarely. And when I did go to school, I was getting suspended, getting told not to come back, getting exited out of my classes if I wasn't getting suspended. But then, I tried to get back into school because I knew that I had to get year 10 to get a good job, and then started thinking about, what I was going to do with my life, because I was 17 and still living at mum's, doing nothing, when all my friends are sort of yeah, they're all older, they're in their 20s, and they're all like doing something with their lives because they'd finished school. So now I'm back at school. I got told about FLO, and it's just great here. It really is. I love school.
What do you hope to do?
I want to be a teacher. I want to go to university in Melbourne and then become a teacher.
That's Bonnie. Thanks to Shania and Stacey, whose voices you heard there as well, telling us their stories. And they're success stories, aren't they? And it raises a lot of questions in my mind about programs to help young people who, for many, many reasons, have fallen away from formal education or training. So I put some of those questions to the leader of the program as well.
I'm Bernadette Warburton, and I'm the coordinator here at FLO Connect.
Bernadette, we're hearing some success stories this morning. What is it that FLO Connect's got that normal schools don't?
I think our priority for FLO Connect right from when we opened our doors was relationships. We need to build trust and respectful relationships, and I think once you have that in place, the education will follow.
We've known for a long time about this group of young people who leave school, don't enter any other formal education, don't get a job, don't enter any other training, and yet this is the first time I've really heard about something being done about it. Is that the case?
I guess it started a few years ago with youth partnerships, and through youth partnerships we established flexible learning options in schools, so our 6 local secondary schools, including Robinvale, and that was aimed at an alternative program, hands-on, building those relationships with young people that were at risk of disengaging from school. So FLO Connect is actually the next step, and we're aiming to get our young people on track with their education that have been out of school for a long period of time.
How many can you cope with?
At the moment we have 45 young people enrol. We do have a waiting list, so that's very positive in one way. So we're hoping to continually expand, but that comes down obviously to funding and being able to put the right staff, because we do focus on relationships, which means we keep our home groups quite small.
A lot of the girls told me this morning that they heard about FLO Connect from friends. It's often really challenging to reach people who have dropped out of systems. How do you make them aware that you exist?
We have a fantastic relationship with Youth Connections here at FLO Connect. So being able to have case managers on site working together, it's worked out fantastic for our young people because their needs are supported in a timely manner. So that's been a big factor, and I guess we're all on the same page. We use restorative practice here, so if something does crop up, we deal with it straight away. And I guess the girls were indicating that sometimes in mainstream settings, they're not heard or their voice is not heard. We're very big on making sure relationships are repaired if something's happened so that they can move on. So if their well-being is catered for and that's on track, and then we find that the education follows.
It's clearly more than a job for you, and I imagine for the other staff here. What sort of person comes to teach at FLO Connect? Passion for our youth. This has been, I guess, a long time in the making so that we can reach those hundreds of young people that are out there and have been quite separated from their education and therefore separated from our social community. So we have to look at the context in which we are and our space and what we offer for our young people, and part of that key success is having the right people here. What's the future for FLO Connect?
Expansion. We want to actually reach a lot more of our young people, and I guess one of the benefits at FLO Connect, there's no time on how long our young people are here. It's when they're ready to move on. So our younger cohort might transition back successfully into a mainstream setting, and our older cohort may look at further education, they may look at employment. So we really like to be able to expand and to be able to reach more of our youth here in Sunraysia.
Are you positive that that's going to be able to happen?
Well, I am. I would love to see that happen, and I believe we have a fantastic model across our community now with FLO in schools and now FLO Connect. So we're hoping to reach a lot more of our youth.
If you'd like to know more about FLO Connect, you can contact the Services Coordinator Gary Green on 5018 8284 or Bernadette herself on 5018 8612.